Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer and RPG Limit Break fans. Thank you for joining us this evening for another of our double anti-bingo tournament races. Tonight we have LordFizzlebeef and versus Sirlinkalot. These are two really amazing racers. It's going to be a great race. Speaking of great, joining me tonight, my co-coms, the woo to my wheels, Dang Woo, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty well, Wheels. Danny, nice once again to be able to do a broadcast with you. And as you had mentioned, this is for little record keeping. Losers round 3. Sirlinkalot against LordFizzlebeef. And the winner of this will take on DVS that is sitting there probably watching and seeing what he can do to win his match against whoever wins this. So I'm excited. I don't know about you, Danny, but
I'm very excited. Like I said, I think this will be a great race. Both of these are excellent runners. I could not tell you now like who's gonna come out on top. They've picked some interesting rows. We've got Fizzle gave Link for his row, column 3. Link gave Fizzle his forced row 5. I'm looking at these party comps, and one of them has me scratching my head a little, but I think this is going to be real good.
Definitely real good. And as you're talking about it there, you can definitely see already both runners have taken the 0 or 3 fighters tile, so they've already got that bingo, or that tile set up. So no fighters. And as you said, Sirlinkalot has done the interesting play of double red, double white. So he gets that column 3, row 2 bingo spot. And LordFizzlebeef right there with a black belt, none, double black. So he's going fast. Speed and power is his motto.
Yeah, I double checked. It is column 2, not column 3. At least I'm double checking, making sure. Yep, row 5 for Fizzle. Column 2 for... Yeah, the column 2 for Fizzle, or column 2 for Link, row 5 for Fizzle. Words are hard. I'm getting there, folks.
So as we can see here, LordFizzlebeef's already taken out. He's going to show us Bane, Warp, Quad X, and Ice 1. Clearly, Ice 1's probably not going to be selected at this point. Sirlinkalot is probably choosing life decisions of why he went double red, double white. But we got a whole lot of Warp coming out, so that's good to see. And armor. So one thing that was forced on LordFizzlebeef was the cursed only armor, which means anything that he equips has to be in the negative category.
Now, Link not having that, there is some very nice chain armor in there, +5 that he can slap on those red mages. So it's going to be real nice once he makes his way in there and sees it.
And as LordFizzlebeef is killing some imps, we have a raid. I am specialist is raiding us. Thank you very much. Welcome. This is the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Double Anti-Bingo Tournament. We are in Losers Round 3, so we're definitely in the thick of things of this tournament. Ooh, white shirt pickup. That's awfully nice to find early.
That's very nice. I find, especially with that party, because with that party you're not getting evasion magic, so that white shirt's real nice to have. So is that Quad X that he picked up on those black mages. I know it's not always a spell people pick up, but it's one that I'm real fond of. I know Fizzle really likes that spell. It's real good. And he takes out Garland with it, so...
So LordFizzlebeef, yeah, Quad Axes, gets it done, picks up a ship, and I missed the other item there, but the ship opens up a lot of things.
Yep, and we have free canal, so that gets him out of the inner sea. And Sarah had the tail.
Okay. And Sirlinkalot, because he's got those white mages, well, white magic had ruse and exit. So even more ability to exit out of dungeons, but then we also have the safety of ruse, which is learnable by every one of his party members.
You had that in with that white shirt that has like just infinite cast of like of his too. Like, he's got all the evasion on that party he could ever want.
You are absolutely right. And so LordFizzlebeef is going to make his way over to Provoca. Now, one of the tiles is Melee the Pirates. Ibiki the Pirate with his 9 band of brothers. Are we punching? No. So he's not looking towards either row 2 or column 2. We don't know yet at the moment. So no mailing of the pirates. Not going to waste the time. Gets the bottle for his troubles. Lord Sirlinkalot's going to be catching up here shortly, and we'll see what his game plan is.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Link does with this party, because he has the 2 red mages, 2 white mages. Now we do have Tavern on, and he selected take 2 white mages, so and 0 fighters. So he started without fighters and with white mages, and he has to end with those for it to count. He could use Tavern to switch those out to make like this part of the game easier. Don't know if he will. Might depend on magic. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's a gutsy party he took, because I know I would be terrified to take it.
Well, there's our answer there. Looks like Sirlinkalot is going to use that wooden +5 staff and beat down the pirates for their insubordination. So showing them some fear, gonna beat them down. The white mage does 108. Was that 108 damage? Oh my goodness, that wooden 5 was doing some work. I must have seen wrong. There's no way that was 105. Wow, those white mages.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that last one did around 50, so maybe he just got in a real good swing.
So what I'm thinking is the white mages with the blurs classes got a strength bonus, and that's the reason why they're hitting so hard at these low levels.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't catch what the bonus and malices were. But man, there is a lot of things that are rolling plus in here. We've got gloves +4, caps +4.
So Fizzle's checking out the Hall of Giants. We have Sea Trolls Lobsters hanging out. They're casting Flash. That is a status element, and as you see, he has lit it up. So we could be looking towards row 4. A visit of Bahamut, definitely possible. Killed 3 different giants, which is the Frost Giants, the Fire Giants, and the regular Giants, along with, yeah. And then defeating Lich 1. That's quite possibly a very potentially easy row to get.
We did see it. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, since we've already seen a status element so early, I mean, that opens it up really early.
Yeah, and we didn't see it with Fizzle, because, well, he has no need for white magic with that party, but we saw Link just check white magic in Provoca and level 2 Fade. That just made his party look real good.
Yeah, the early game, but, I mean, so the one thing that we're seeing by LordFizzlebeef here is Zap is time elemental. Really nothing resists time except for Warmech and Chaos. That's it. So I think Warmech just has a ridiculous amount of M-depth, so it doesn't really matter, but I mean, but at that point, like, Zap's really not going to do anything. It's at the levels of 3 and 256 anyway, so Zap basically is anyways. So Zap is really good on most enemies. It just has a low accuracy. Bane does a very nice job also. Insta-kill spells, they can work just fine.
I'm definitely not mad at, like you said, it doesn't have exactly the highest accuracy rate, but I still pick up Zap. I like it. I think it's a real good spell. And like you said, it worked, nothing resisted, so...
Nuke level 3 non-elemental LordFizzlebeef's party. Whenever he decides to go visit Elfland, his party's going to look a whole lot better. Unfortunately, he is traveling to Crescent Lake, I believe. Oh no. I mean, I say that as an oh no, just for the pure fact that he's going to be relying upon instant death spells instead of a nuke that he can be casting.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll get there eventually, and once he does, Nuke and Nuke will have their nuke, and it'll be fine.
There's a ruby for about 11 grand. That is an option where you inspect all of Sarda's furniture and odds and ends in his rooms.
I hadn't seen that flag for the first bunch of bingo races we did, and the first time I saw it, I laughed real hard at that because I thought it was hilarious. Plus, that ruby gets us 2 incentive location checks because that gives us Titans and that gives us Sarda. So that ruby's real good.
Oh, absolutely. And once again, we are rated by the bottom tier. Appreciate you for rating us. Welcome to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Double Anti-Bingo Tournament. Hope you enjoy it and keep around and enjoy the show. My name is Dang Woo. I'm broadcasting with Wheels to my Woo, Danny 3883, and we're having fun. That's all I know. And you know what? We didn't even mention the person that is broadcasting this for everybody. Jay Scheidel in the background. Hi, Jay Shadow.
Hi, Jay. No, in my head, I kind of just heard him go hi. Quiet, hiding in the background. Yeah. So is our tracker, Rock Solid, who's doing a great job. Great tracker. So hi to both you guys.
Silver +5. Unfortunately for LordFizzlebeef, he is required to only equip cursed armor. There was a gold bracelet -5, so that's at least something he can use if he needs it. Definitely would have hoped for maybe a gold -1. At least then it's not that bad.
I don't remember what the gold bracelets exactly were, but I do know they were minus.
In the bottom here, Sirlinkalot's in the Earth Cave. LordFizzlebeef went to the Hall of Giants, gained a couple levels with his instant death spells. But it looks like Sirlinkalot's going to dive deeper here. He's got the exit, so that makes it a lot easier to do what he's doing. And with Fade available, Nuke available, which the Red Mage can use. He's got lots of casts of spells.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good magic on those mages.
Oh, and as you can see there, it looks like Sirlinkalot has already taken out one of his white mages, switched it to a black belt.
Yep, picked that black belt up, and I believe it was Elfland. So at least, now he's gonna have himself a punch too. Fizzle finally making it to Elfland. He's getting that level 3 magic, which I'm sure he's real happy to see Nuke at level 3.
So now, from what I'm seeing here, if the bingo has told you that you have to take 2 of a class, he has to at least finish the seed with the 2 white mages also. Yes. So he will have to replace something with a white mage if he wants to keep that row 2 available.
Yes, you have to start and finish with whatever the class is that you have selected. That is not in his forced row, so he has that clicked because he started with it. He can choose not to end with 2 white mages because it's not part of the forced row he has to take. But he can, because he started with 2 white mages, he can switch to that at the end, swap out another character for a white mage, and then end the game with 2 white mages, and it still counts.
Yep. So I appreciate the explanation on that one, and reminding me once again that he doesn't have to do that, but that's definitely something that I would have forgotten already. By the time the end of it, I've been like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to have 2 white mages as the chaos goes down. Have to re-dive Temple of Fiends Revisited in that awkward walk of shame.
Yeah, I would probably do something similar. Just like get halfway through and then go, oh no, and have to reset out because I forgot something or messed something up. Like, I give all the kudos to everybody who's in this tournament. They've all been doing an amazing job and playing this really well because this is something I tried bingo once and it's real hard for me to wrap my brain around because it's a lot to keep up with and like to play and keep track of your rows and the columns you have to get and stuff. So like big shout out to all the people who participated in this tournament. Not only has it been amazing to watch as a spectator and to work on these races, but like they are all have done just an amazing job at playing this because it's not easy. It's fun and it looks fun, but it's definitely not an easy way to play, and they're all doing really great.
As you were talking there, it looks like Sirlinkalot's going to turn in the herb there, but on the top side, LordFizzlebeef found out that Gurpedes have over 440 health, so that was interesting to watch.
And that herb turned in and got us a canoe, so now we've got our big boat and our tiny boat.
Oh, we got a whole lot open up to us now. We got ordeals, if we need to do it. We got waterfall.
Yep.
We've already found the shop item, so caravan's not nearly as important. There's the ruby pickup. Looks like both of our runners are going to high five here in Elfland. As they pick up the ruby, they're going to compare the pricing of the ruby, see if one maybe got a better ruby, maybe.
I'm laughing a little at the fact that not only did they both go to buy the ruby at the same time, but they both had just a little over 11,000 gold when it was 10,000 sub, and just both barely had enough money to get it.
I honestly thought that they had the same amount. Like, I literally looked at them like, wow, they both had 11,000. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the exact same, but it was real close. Every once in a while in races like this, you'll see like people doing similar things in their runs or where they go in locations. It's not often you see something that's like, wait, did they just spend it, like have the same amount of money buying the same thing at the same time? I think that might be a first for me, and I've watched a lot of races.
You know, one of the coolest flags that we've recently just put on there is the ability to change the ruby to random foods, either healthy foods, junk foods, and stuff like that. And wow, hey,
All right,
the floater for 11K puts us in the air.
sure does. 11K, like 10, 11K, well spent.
We going fast today.
Yeah, the new flag that turns the ruby into different things. That's a fun one. It can turn into different type gemstones, like you said, different foods, healthy foods, junk foods, I think beverages. I'm not gonna lie, it's one I'm not sure I'm gonna play with because I play with the Sarah's flag that turns the loot into different instruments. And my luck, I need to keep them straight. And my luck, I'm gonna get something, get confused, and think it's like what I got for the loot is what I got for the ruby, or what I got for the ruby is the loot, and just mess it all up. But it's definitely a fun flag. I'm gonna have to give it a whirl at some point. I just haven't yet.
So, just to give a little thing here, I want to continue that little thing, but LordFizzlebeef is going to hop in the air. That allows him to visit Bahamut without... He doesn't have to promote. He just has to visit and say hi. And that gives a square for row 4. Now he just has to defeat 3 different giants and defeat Lich 1. He's got his row 4, and he just has to do his column 2 then. Or, I'm sorry, row 5. His required row 5. So he looks like he's checking out all of Sarda's equipment. He's going to get that. Yep, as you can see, he has now highlighted it.
Walking around, talking to all the furniture.
But on the bottom, Sirlinkalot doesn't do the ruby turn-in after buying it, decides to stay in the area. Well, I guess area-ish, because he went from Elfland to Crescent and then now up to Ice Cave. So he's not in the air now. Advantage LordFizzlebeef because now he has the whole world open to himself. He can now do anything at his leisure, essentially. He has the information of what he can do and what he can't do. Sirlinkalot kind of doesn't. Or if it does, it's very hampered based on the fact that he's in a ship now.
Yeah. Gonna probably feel a little bad when he realizes, the ruby was the floater.
And and I wanted to highlight here as Sirlinkalot, I wanted to tell a little funny thing about the whole, no, there's the double bass. So there's the loot, the double base, I'm sorry. So the loot has been found. We only need loot and key to officially kill Chaos, once we have high enough levels. But, so, I actually played with those two flags, and the ruby had turned into baloney. And I thought it was the beluga or something like that. So I thought it was the instrument, and I got down there and I go to cast it. It's like the Titan would be awfully hungry. Like, oh, well, that's awkward.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I do.
So we're grinding some sorcerers on LordFizzlebeef's side here, checking out the Volcano Armory. Sirlinkalot has, as we mentioned, got the double base. He is now exited out, said, okay, well, now I have information over LordFizzlebeef now, because that is a required item to beat the game.
Yeah, that's definitely a trip Fizzle's gonna have to make. Which will be a quick one for him. He has that warp at level 1, so he can hop in, do the warp trick, and then he's got enough cast that he can just keep warp until he gets right back out, and then go on about his merry way, and there we go.
Yep. He was in the area, in Volcano, gained a couple levels, checked out the Volcano Armory, said, you know what, I'm in the area, we're going to do this. So, good for him. Definitely, so far looking very good. Sirlinkalot here, I think the longer he doesn't do floater potentially could hamper him, but at the same time, a lot of things can happen. I mean, gets a couple, let's see here. So, he's got to defeat Kraken 1. He's got the canoe. Possible, but he needs the Oxiel. Can't get down there. And he needs to defeat Lich with Cake, which we haven't seen Cake yet, so potentially gated behind the floater anyways, so he's got to be making that trip down there. LordFizzlebeef not using the warp, actually checking out spike tiles. I like it.
Yeah, he's been checking everywhere he goes, looking at spike tiles, looking, I'd say, for a grind for that black belt.
So the question sorry, I was going to say, so we have a question in chat for how the bingo card works. So, as you can see, we have the poker chips there. That signifies which runner is forced to do that row column from their opponent. LordFizzlebeef said, Sirlinkalot, you must do column 2. Sirlinkalot says, well, LordFizzlebeef, you're going to do row 5. Now, since it's double anti-bingo, which means now the... now each of them can choose another line or column that they can do by themselves.
Yeah, because unlike normal bingo, you just have the one line you have to do. With double anti-bingo, you have to do the one line that your opponent gives you plus another of your own choosing. But they have free orbs, so they don't have to, unless it's marked on the board as a fight they have to take. Like with Link, he was forced column 2 by Fizzle. So he has to defeat Kraken 1, which means he needs the Oxiel to do that. Now with Lich, it says defeat Lich with Quake. Now, he doesn't have to do Lich 1. He can gamble and go into Topher and try to do Lich 2 with Cake. But because the top one is specific to Kraken 1, he has to have, say, the Oxiel for that. But normally, unless you have those tiles, we have free orbs, so you don't have to worry about lighting orbs. So basically, the game is, and except for when you're forced to do things, you have your orbs, you get your loot, your key, you finish your bingo rows, and then you charge Topher as soon as you're ready.
Oh, you know what's... So I just realized something, which is hilarious, by the way. So, as Rock Solid has pointed out, our amazing tracker, in the Volcano Armory, ribbon plus 4. Bad news for LordFizzlebeef, because he can only use Cursed Armor. That ribbon cannot be equipped.
Ouch.
Now, on top of that,
that smarts a little.
Right? And then on top of that, I just thought it was kind of funny because Lord Fizzlebeef has inspected all of Sarda's furniture, right? Well, they both have the ribbon, so technically Sirlinkalot has no idea that he's in the air. Because that could be from the ruby turned in and he walked over to Sarda and did it.
Uh-huh.
But in this case, we, the commentators and the viewers, know that he flew over to Sarda. So it was just kind of something I thought it was funny.
Yeah, because I mean, there is a way to kind of gauge where you think your opponent is based on what they've clicked on the board, because the runners themselves can see the board. They see not only what they are doing, but their opponent is doing. So they both know exactly what each person has clicked on here. So there's definitely a way to like kind of try and use it to be like, oh, well, they just did this. Maybe they're here, or maybe they've done that. And yeah, so like you said, there's no real way of him knowing like, oh, well, that's what this turn in was, and that in the, you know, fizzles in the air. So it'll be interesting. Like I'm like the post race interview is gonna be interesting. Like I always like hearing like what others were thinking when like they see their opponent like light something.
Oh, definitely. Oh, the ever so fearsome Imp and Gurrimp blocking the red dragon tile in Volcano.
Imps on a tile just make me laugh.
So there's the key. So Sirlinkalot is technically in go mode. Well, okay, let's say key item go mode here because he still has to complete his 2 lines of bingo. So Sirlinkalot looking really good here. It'll be interesting to see what he ends up doing, but that is key item go mode.
Yeah, he will actually still need the Oxiel, which yeah, he does not have yet because he has to do Kraken 1, which means he's gonna have to go into on-rack. But definitely a lot closer. Like I said, still looking for cake for him because he'll have to do Lich. Won't have to find the rod for that. Like I said, he can do that with Lich 2. The Fizzle could gamble on not finding the Oxiel because he has to defeat Kraken with Brack, which was, I believe, level 3. He could try Kraken 2 with that, but
it's not a great chance.
No, exactly. Like I would be real scared of that.
And I believe Jay Shadell, our restreamer, has just pointed out that Cake might have been level 7 in Gaia, which means that it is hidden behind the floater. So until Sirlinkalot goes to visit the Titan and check out his treasure trove of stuff, Sirlinkalot has lost where his ship was. We found it.
Well, and we also just found the Oxiel. Fairy had it.
So that's good news for Lord Fizzlebeef. So now he can brack Kraken 1 if once we find Brack, because I don't think we found that. We have Bane.
Level 3.
It was level 3? Okay, so
yeah, I'll have to double check notes, but I'm pretty sure it was level 3.
It's slots. Oh, okay. It's level 7, slot 1 by Saracen, so
yeah.
Cake is learnable by the Red Wizard.
Yeah, which means Link is also going to have the tail and promote. Or he's going to have to switch one of those mages out for a black mage. He is making use of the taverns to date. And we have a Mazza -4.
I mean,
it ain't great.
It's not very great, but I mean, especially with a BB, it really doesn't feel that great. But you know what? Early levels, it'll help your BB grind though, your black belt. So
yeah, like it will definitely help with that. But I'm sure Fizzle is going to get that black belt to a level that he is not going to equip it with any type of anything. Like he might slap that Mazza on like a black mage if anything else. But yeah, once we get to a certain level, that black belt's not doing anything but punching stuff.
Alright, Sirlinkalot probably about to kick himself a little bit, saying, why didn't I go here first? But, you know, sometimes getting the floater early is a curse, because since it opens up so many things, you tend to maybe kind of overlook, like, the way the seed kind of points you, if that makes sense. Arachnids. Danny, those are your favorite enemies to give to, our racers.
I don't mean to ever roll, like, I have a bit of a reputation for rolling seeds that have arachnids with really awful things. It's not that I mean to, I think it's a subconscious thing, like, that I'm still suffering, like, PTSD from Duck Derby a year ago. Arachnids with blades, it was awful. It's horrible, we all suffered for like an hour from them.
So, Fizzle's gonna get his canoe now. He's got the axial. He can now do waterfall. He can now be able to do he can officially do the sea shrine now. He could have done it earlier, but he didn't have the axial when he shipped there originally. Sirlinkalot got his floater, checked out Sarda, did not check out all the furniture. Maybe didn't want to give the information to LordFizzlebeef that he just now went to Sarda?
It's possible, or maybe not a row he's going for? Not entirely sure. Fizzle, on the other hand, got his canoe. He can go, like you said, Donrak, he can do Kraken. He's going to Waterfall. We don't know what the robots got yet. We haven't seen anybody go there. Fizzle, what Fizzle doesn't know, but what we know is that the one place he still needs to go is Volcano. That has his key. That puts him in go mode. He gets that key. All he has to do is get levels and finish his board.
Yep. So, what slight advantage LordFizzlebeef had getting that early floater, kind of hindering him of sorts because now he's been traveling everywhere else. He didn't do the deep dive into Volcano, as you mentioned, Danny. Where the Gurrimps and Imps were protecting the incentivized key, and LordFizzlebeef gets wiped by fish.
I didn't see where it was, but they
The Gators had Blizzard.
Oh, yeah. They sure sent him back a bit.
Yeah, and as it's been pointed out by Rox, alligators are considered lizards now. This was to help streamline some of the bingo stuff that was available. Some enemies were harder to find. This was just to kind of help it out a little bit to make sure that we didn't have races lasting for long periods of time. Trying to search for a lizard.
Yeah, we had a couple of races where a few of the, if kill this many of a different species like tiles just ended really not great. Some of those enemies are real good at hide and seek. I'm just saying.
You're not lying at all. LordFizzlebeef did make the save in the north of Waterfall. Basically, you walk in through the waterfall, exit out, and then head north into this giant lake that is just kind of hanging out there. There's nothing to it, but it is part of our bingo board. Saves, exits, goes back into Waterfall to dive down. Sirlinkalot's going to find out that Gaia... Well, he's got the bottle turn in, I believe.
Yes, he's got the bottle. He'll get his off-CL here too, which he needs to finish his required line. And looking at the board, I'm not, I can't say for sure, but I'm gonna guess that maybe Fizzle's going for that column 4, because he has to do row 5 anyway. Column 4 gives him the defeat Kraken with Brack, which means he can click that and it'll count for both rows. And then all he has to do is purchase a spell from levels 1 through 7 and spend 100,000 gold in one shop. Those are really easy tiles to kind of just click, mark off. So that looks like a really good row for Fizzle.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, row 4 is looking pretty decent also. The only problem is we need to find the rod because we can't get the Lich 1 yet. Yeah. But yeah, to spend 100,000, definitely possible. As you can see, the money LordFizzlebeef has already. And we're going to probably be grinding Gasties if these go down quickly enough. Oh, Rod was in a Canary Lock. So if that's true, Lich... Oh, that's right, because Sirlinkalot... Oh, well, I mean, either way, yeah, then. So Rod's available. Lich 1 goes down. Sirlinkalot has row 4 for sure. He's got the floater, just has to, you know, say hi to Bahamut, and he's done. He doesn't even have to say hi, just walk up to him.
Yep. Just walk in, bump into him, turn around, leave.
So yeah, both runners are definitely in interesting positions to complete stuff very quickly and finish the board. If I had to guess, probably in the next 20 minutes, and I'm being very, I guess, I don't know, conservative about it, but I think about 20 minutes. About 20-25 minutes, they'll probably get done at the most. And, because with what we're seeing and how the seed's playing out, I mean, and these runners are fantastic, so. But, once again, Topher, Temple of Fiends Revisited is the great equalizer, so you know what? It could not play nice at all, so who knows?
Very true.
LordFizzlebeef finds out that if you press 8 NPCs, they will talk to you. That's what one of the hints was.
Isn't that quite the bit of information to have? I mean, I think we've kind of maybe found that out by doing so to get that hint, but thanks, buddy. Appreciate the info.
And so, one of the things that's interesting about the take 2 white mages, kind of just to jump back to it, is you better hope in the taverns that there is a white mage that's available. Like, I'm not sure if that can actually not be shown up, you know, if it happens to get overwritten by like all the other classes, but that'd be rough.
Yeah,
accidentally switch it out and find out that there's no white mages available.
I'm pretty sure that when the tavern's on there, unless maybe there's a flag that you can click that it only has certain things, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to find all classes at least one tavern. Now, they haven't been checking a lot of those, and I don't know if we saw where white mages are. But yeah, that question in chat asking if Link was using the pub. Yes, he did. He started with 2 red, 2 white, and then switched out a white mage for a black belt. So before it's over, if he leaves that lit, because it's not a required line for him, but if he wants to leave that square lit up, that pretty shade of green, then he will have to switch out one of those white mages before doing Topher and finishing out his game.
So nobody wanted to collect and keep a wood, iron, and steel armor. So far. I mean, that's column 3. Definitely possible, especially with BBs. They like to go up to 42.
Alright, confirmed. Neither runner is a hoarder. Got it.
That's right. They say, no, we like our bag space, but yet you look at their bag spaces and they're almost full already.
Can't go fast if you're carrying a lot of luggage.
Use no cabins or houses. Obviously, they said, nuh-uh, no, we're definitely using those.
Yeah, that's a square that can easily trip people up. Just because that's one you're real not used to, and if you've got it in your inventory, like, you can accidentally do that. I've watched some of these runners do that and keep that square. I know Fizzle did it recently, and it was tents all day. I don't think I've ever seen so many tents used. But yeah, that one's a tricky one. That one's...
Alright, so here we go. LordFizzlebeef on Kraken's floor. Halfway through. Gonna make his way over there. He's only got 1 black belt to try and cast Brack on a Kraken. I believe Lobsters and the Seafood decided that we're only gonna let you have 1 caster of Brack here. We're gonna make it a little more challenging for you.
I mean, lobsters don't even have to, like, have any types of spells, anything, just to be rough. Like, they might look small, but they hit, like, seafood trucks. And
Brack 1 ineffective. Kraken says, "Oh, that's nice try. Let me just take care of that for you."
He's like, "Oh, you only brought one to the party? Well, that's unfortunate for you."
All right. Kraken 1, LordFizzlebeef 0. I mean, that was 503. Now, that is also the power of, unfortunately, LordFizzlebeef being forced to only wear cursed equipment. So, the black mages just don't have any equipment, essentially.
Yeah. We might need to go take a trip and go buy those negative, I think it was 3 gold bracelets at some point. I mean,
yeah, because some absorb is some absorb is a lot better than none.
Yeah.
As you can see here, like lobsters and sea snake, like lobsters love no armor.
Mm-hmm.
If you run into Gurmedusas with no armor, yeah, bye. They got like 12 hits.
Okay, Link just investing all in the housing market, just bought, I believe it was 71 houses. I don't know. Is he like planning on just like constructing a whole housing like department, like a whole community there outside of Mirage?
Now, I will say, now, if houses happen to be really expensive, you could just spend 100,000 on houses, right?
I'm trying to. They were less than 1,000.
Okay, then so that's not, yeah.
I don't know, and he didn't. Did he? There was 40 gold in a shop. No, that was gain, and he didn't mark the 1,000. So I'm guessing no. Yeah, it looks like he is just gonna build his own community here in outside Mirage. I had no clue that was like prime real estate, but yeah, today I learned.
Well, we haven't really found a really good. I mean, we found the gas dragons, but it looks like nobody really wanted to commit to them. Sirlinkalot, is doing this. Tyro and Werven, out in the outer world encounters. That's the reason why he's bought all these houses.
Yeah, he keeps checking the levels on that black mage because he knows he needs at least one, like, to get a couple of levels on it, because he's gonna need that black mage to cast quick cake.
Yeah, he's got to be level 20 to get level 7 magic charges. There's the Brack first turn every time. LordFizzlebeef says, haha.
Round 2 goes to Fizzle.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Danny. That was clearly the first time taking on Kraken and was able to Brack. I mean, that was a work of genius. That was brilliant.
That black mage was out for revenge. He remembered that first dive and was having none of it.
And it looks like Sirlinkalot is trying to get rid of his casters here, maybe trying to grind that black belt, or maybe red mage. But unfortunately, the Tyro is not hitting hard enough to take down the black mage. It's taken a while and then tries to attack other things. That's the one thing I don't like about playing black belt. Every time I try and grind it, the enemies attack everything except for the things that I want it to attack.
See, you say the Tyro doesn't hit hard. I just look at it as that black mage can take a punch.
Okay, I mean, that's fair.
He's a strong little black mage.
We give the crown to the kindly old king in Northwest Castle. He laughs at us and tries to take us on, but one radioactive spell happens, and there goes the king.
And we get an adamant. Our fetch quest continues. Short hop up to Dwarf Cave, and we get a cube.
Alright, so cube, there's really nothing on our board that says we need to go to Sky.
Nope.
We have talked to 5 bats in Marsh.
Yep, Fizzle got a fancy box and nothing he can do. No reason to use it. He is, however, just entered Volcano, which is gonna give him his key, which is real good, because then he just has to kill 2 different worms and then click off like those top 2 boxes there in column 4, which will be real easy. And once he's happy with his levels, he can do Topher.
Yeah, so the question in chat, I think Lord Fizzlebeef hasn't realized that he needs to click the Defeat Kraken 1 box also. But yes, he would get that one too, so column 2 looking pretty good for him also.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry. No, because there's no point. For anybody out there, he did not melee the pirates, he baned them down, so it doesn't matter. Column 2 he cannot do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw the green and was thinking, I got my colors confused, but yeah, he definitely did not. He banned him, so no column 2 for Fizzle.
I was really hoping Sirlinkalot was trying to grind the red Anklos. In honor of the Iron Goal hardcore division, but apparently not. It's fine. Lord Fizzlebeef's about to go into key item go mode here very shortly. Just needs to get through the barbecue wings.
I question in chat, are the spike tiles so bad this is the best grind? Kinda, sorta.
Yeah.
We haven't found one that's real great.
Yeah, so far the only thing that Manticores. We found Manticores. Lord Fizzlebeef found Manticores. I believe it was Earth Tile? If I'm correct. I can't remember exactly where he found the Manticores, but he was Lord Fizzlebeef was grinding Manticores. Those can work. Probably is slightly better than what Sirlinkalot's doing, maybe? At least because then you can use a caster with nuke and be able to do... Oh, it's the ice incentive tile. I apologize. So yeah. Either way, that ice incentive tile would be decently not that great now that I think about it, because it's way too deep.
Yeah, he's got level 1 warp, which would help him just kind of warp back out, which kind of helps out a little bit, but yeah, it's still not one of the best tiles, and it's in a not great location.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that, they'd be able to use the, like a spellcaster and just level it up, exit out. But yeah, it's way too far, unfortunately. There's the key. Lord Fizzlebeef enters key item go mode. He's got his loot. He's got his key. Just needs to get 2 lines on the bingo board completed. Obviously, row 5 needs to be done by him. Needs to find 2 different worms. He needs a gray worm. He needs a worm or a sandworm. Or the sandwiches, as Caleb always likes to mention, the ever delicious sandwiches. Sirlinkalot continuing to grind on the steak and wings that we like to call them.
Fizzle finding this gray worm.
Okay, so now we just need to find... Yeah, we just need to find one of the 2. One of them's in Topher, generally.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is B-side tiles, so technically I believe the purple worm can be found in a spike tile, potentially. So that could be good. The problem is just trying to find it, though we have found most of the spike tiles already and haven't found it. Carry goes down. Doesn't really matter because none of the things asked you to do it, but it's the quickest way out since he doesn't have a white mage.
Yep.
And as Saracen points out, it does open up a lot of spike tiles. Very good point. Northwest Castle is, you see Lord Fizzlebeef making his way over here. There are 2 spike tiles here. And you have the Topher locked.
While Lane continues to just cause mass murder in the Mirage Desert.
Yes. Lot of steak and wings. I like the steak, and I appreciate it. He's making me really hungry right now.
Steak and wings with all those houses. He's now having a block party.
He's invited everybody over. Come on down, I'm barbecuing a bunch of steak.
He's just running into a lot of folks there, like enemies, and he's just getting rid of all the bad things in the neighborhood, making it safe for everybody.
Right. It looks like Pro Rings also went plus, so now he's got no magic or spell resistance to death or any of the elements. Hooray! Because he can't equip a ribbon, he can't equip pro rings. Oh no.
Alright, so Fizzle still is gonna need to... I'm still guessing on calling for a spend 100,000 gold and buy some magic for every level. Now, if I was him and I had to spend that 100,000 gold, if I've got the money, I'm going to buying a whole lot of the key item because they tend to roll up. And with that ruby at 10,000, like, just buy 10 rubies. Have yourself some, like, shiny gems and then go on about your way.
I don't know if you can buy... can you buy multiples of the key item?
I believe so, yes. I don't think it counts in your inventory as multiple, but I believe you can.
Okay, because unfortunately, you either have to then look for a weapon or armor that is highly expensive to be able to just buy a bunch of it. MG Weirdo point out, yes, you can. So that is definitely possible. You only need to buy 10 of the rubies and you'll be done. So Sirlinkalot's still having his block party. Danny, were you invited to that? Because I really feel like I wasn't invited to this. You know, I'm kind of hungry.
We'll have to ask him afterwards. Be like, we feel a little left out that we didn't get invited. Like, can we just show up late, like after the race, swing by?
So the question, does it matter? It just says it just has to purchase a spell from levels 1 through 7. So as long as you have one spell from the corresponding levels of 1 through 7, you get that cool little square.
Yep. Which Fizzle has done and is marked off.
Hey, look, both
Fizzle got invited. He's at the block party.
Really, Sirlinkalot? You let your rival to a block party, but you didn't invite the commentators and the restreamer and the tracker that's sitting back here
I'm not
being
gonna
entertaining.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hurt.
And the fans! We can't forget about who cares about us? The fans out there, they're hungry too.
We need
There's the steak. That's what I'm talking about.
We need like a mass post-race invite for everybody. And then what we can do as a group, just all hang out and watch the race that comes up next at 9 p.m., which is the FFR Double Dragon Tag Team Championship match, Fade to Brack versus Team D&D.
Oh.
It's a whole night of FFR here on RPG Limit Break.
And the sandwiches have been found. Now, one interesting thing here that I wanted to point out that I believe Demon Frog, had mentioned in chat. He's one of the competitors in this. Is you could have went to Temple of Fiends Revisited. Since you have the free orbs, you could have went down there, seen if the worms were in that first floor of Temple of Fiends Revisited, and see if you could find them that way too. LordFizzlebeef says, nah, we're going to do this since I'm already heading towards Mirage. I have a game plan. This is where I'm going. And, so it makes sense for LordFizzlebeef because he had a game plan already. He made sure that everything was kind of interconnected together in the same area kind of a thing. So well done by LordFizzlebeef here. And then he takes the long way in the less than greater than room to get to the stairs. I think he rethought what he was doing. So level 36 black belt for Sirlinkalot. He's now on the solo grind here for One Punch Man. As you could clearly see, the black belt just did 1200 damage to the Tyro. The rods are not the orbs are not required. You get free orbs.
I'm guessing Fizzle, and it looks, I'm gonna assume like Fizzle, well, what? Fizzle, I'm assuming was just looking to see what that tile is. Doesn't seem to be happy with those black belt levels. I think it's at level 29. So it's still a little low. But yeah, as Chad's asking, does he need the rod? No, all Fizzle technically needs to do is just spend that 100,000 gold in one shop. And then Fizzle can do Topher.
if you're Sirlinkalot right now, you've got to be shaking in your boots because the only thing left that Lord Fizzlebeef needs, or left front bumper, is spend 100,000. And I think there he goes. He's gonna buy a bunch of rubies.
Mm-hmm. He's going into Topher sparkling.
Yes, he is. There it is. A whole lot of rubies.
Uh-huh.
And Sirlinkalot is grinding still. So right now, Sirlinkalot's looking a lot better entering in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Way better. But unfortunately, he doesn't have his two rows met. And Lord Fizzlebeef is entering Temple of Fiends Revisited. Nope, he's going to check the so he's actually got 2 tiles, and he's rewarded Sandwich Station with the key. So Sirlinkalot actually had the key first, didn't do the Temple of Fiends key lock chest, which is easily forgettable because it's locked behind a key. Gets rewarded with the Sandwich Station, or the Sandworms. You think Lord Fizzlebeef is kicking himself because he didn't do that first?
I mean, maybe a little. It's going to sting a little bit like, oh, so that you were here the whole time. I went looking for you. I went all the way to the desert, stopped by a block party, had to find you, but you were here too. But yeah, I think we're going to be parked here for just a few and get some levels before we do Topher. At least 32. I'm not sure how much more he'll go past that, simply because at some point you're going to start feeling the pressure to go, because you can see where your opponent is and how close behind you they are.
Well, yeah, and as you can see here, Sirlinkalot has hit the hit level 40. He's given the information now. He has column 3 that's kind of easy to get. You just have to get wood armor, iron, and steel armor, all in a shop. Right? Now, for Lord Fizzlebeef, unfortunately, he's got black mages. I mean, obviously, you can do the tavern mode and kind of mix around the party, but he still has the problem of negative equipment, the cursed equipment. Nothing that he's going to have outside of his black belt is going to survive in Temple of Fiends Revisited, unless he's going to go with maybe a fighter, but he really can't because that's one of his tiles he has to have. He didn't do it at the start.
Yep.
So it's either going to be the fiends don't, or leave alone this black mages, and he's able to get all of his offensive buffs out, and the black belt punches through, no problem, easy. Or he's going to slowly lose his characters, and his black belt's going to have to try and get through something. And if it's highly evasive, the black belt could be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be here punching worms for a while, because he's going to want a level that it's going to make this Topher run much safer.
And yeah, and one of the things is once he hits level 40, guess what Sirlinkalot's going to know? He's got to hit that square and let him know that he's got level 40. So he's going to be like, oh no, this is not good.
It's going to be, oh no, he's got a thing that punches everything too.
Yeah, he's got a character 40 plus. The choo-choo train's about to head into Topher. So defeat Lich 1's available in row 4 for Sirlinkalot. Which then goes with the caking of Lich also. And then he has to defeat Kraken, which is what he's doing now. So I'm assuming that's what he's going to go for. Row 4, column 2, obviously, because column 2 is required. This is going to be close. It's going to be interesting. How far does Lord Fizzlebeef go compared to, how fast Sirlinkalot can do these things? And from what I've heard is, I mean, I'm a fan of caking Lich, but there has been some runners that maybe not have believed in the cake of Lich and have maybe casted 14 times and it didn't land. I mean, I'm not pointing any names, but
Demon Frog in chat, plug your ears.
Danny called you out. I didn't, Demon.
I was just simply using Demon's unfortunate as a way of just saying it doesn't always work as well as it usually does.
You gotta believe in the cake. That's all I know. Alright, so Kraken is going to, Oh, actually decides to take out the white mage before getting annihilated, so that was a good show of who can one punch higher. Black belt clearly won. It was close though. Lord Fizzlebeef's black belt has hit 41, just hit level 41, so we're about one level away. Unless I misread, maybe it was 42. I thought he was at 41, maybe hoping to get a couple levels on... Yeah, he's 41, so he's hoping to get the one level in Temple of Fiends as he goes.
Say Fizzle will stop by the party member store and pick back those black mages back up, and to a Topher we are going.
Yep, and there's Sirlinkalot's going to inspect all of Sarda's furniture. So that's, yep, column 3. Okay, so he's going to go with column 3 potentially instead of doing the earth dive. Okay.
And while Link's hanging out with Sarda talking to all the furniture at the 57 minute 30-second mark, Fizzle enters Topher.
I mean, it's interesting that he did the Sarda thing when he still has to cake Lich, which essentially... Oh, yeah. Oh, going to cake Lich too? Oh, yeah. Okay. But he still has to get another... Okay, so instead of doing the Lich one, he's just going to do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that play. It makes sense. It's a big brain play that I completely overlooked. I don't like the idea of... I mean, I like the idea of caking Lich too, but I may have been burned recently where he casted Nuke because I played with him.
You know, oftentimes people say you don't show Lich any respect, 1 or 2. Occasionally he demands it.
Absolutely.
It's not often, but it happens sometimes.
So Sirlinkalot, a little bit behind, has to find all of his armor. He has just highlighted it. Looks like he's going to the Canary shop to pick up his last item he needs. Then he's going to have to go and take on Lich 2, which means he's about a minute behind Lord Fizzlebeef. It's going to be interesting here. You know, one's got the ability to use some white magic. The other one does not.
Our resident speed and power person is going all speed and power with this party with that black belt and black mages, so...
Oh, metal slimes with zap. That is not good. That is no bueno.
So Link entered just shy. Fizzle went in at 57.30. Link went in at 59 and got reset back out at about 59.30. So Fizzle is about 2 minutes or so ahead. But depending on the different things they see and given the different parties they have, that 2 minutes could remain 2 minutes. He could gain. He could lose you. Oh, hello, Lich with Nuke. I'm blaming you for that. For mentioning earlier. If anybody asked, it was all your fault. You commented first that. That was dang, it wasn't me, I promise.
Look, I just knew it was going to happen, okay? I'm just saying. So, that makes Sirlinkalot's dive into Lich 2, kind of what I said, a little dangerous here. Bane comes out for Frost Wolves, kills both white mages.
Oh!
Oh my.
My goodness. Dang.
And as it's been pointed out by the restreamer, Lord Fizzlebeef is slightly ahead with it because of the delayed start by Sirlinkalot. So
okay.
it's probably a little bit closer of a race, but...
Still.
With what just happened, we only have a red wizard that's casting cake and a black belt. Unless he picked up life. I didn't remember seeing him pick up life.
I'm gonna double check a thing real quick. So I know what I'm talking about. I don't think that red mage has life.
Okay, but he's got cake because that was in the 7th slot, or the first slot in Gaia that is learnable by the red wizard. Oh, realizes that he hasn't. Oh, he forgot to equip all of his stuff.
Oh,
Oh no!
no.
When he was grinding at his block party and he was barbecuing all that delicious steak, he forgot to re-equip all of his items. Oh no! So here's the cake. It's got about a 20% chance to hit. First time, every time. That's what I'm talking about.
And Kraken went in, Kraken 2 just flat out had it for, Fizzle's black mages. Took down, went in with a black belt and a black mage, and he is down to just that black belt. It's Punch versus the world up on the top of our screens here, and takes out Tia too. So Fizzle just has that black belt, just has to get through chaos.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we kind of talked about is without any armor really being able to equip on these black mages, since he didn't really change any of his classes or anything. That's what it is. And One Punch Man already 9 hits for 776. Chaos is not punching back very hard. Should go down. Oh my goodness, he's already done 2,000 damage. I think this is a 3-turn kill. There it is. LordFizzlebeef wins the match against Sirlinkalot, moves on to take on Davis.
Yes, he does. GG Fizzle. That was a heck of a race. That was real close there at the end. That's pretty awesome. That's a good watch. I called it beginning of this. It was gonna be a great race, and it was. Both these guys have done amazing. Like, for both of them to be this close to the end, Fizzle winning and Link right behind him, it just a little over the hour mark, is insane.
And there's Sirlinkalot. He's going to forfeit once he gets the notification of LordFizzlebeef winning, just as he takes down Kraken. The black belt did go down also, so that makes it really tough. And so, with that, as soon as I can do it. Hello and welcome.
I was gonna say,
walking in with a swagger and the determination after buying 10 rubies and looking very fancy, the winner, LordFizzlebeef.
Hello.
Hello and GG, sir.
That was a thing. That was a little nerve-wracking at the end, not gonna lie.
So you went in through Temple of Fiends Revisited. You have literally only cursed equipment with black mages.
Yep.
And we kind of talked about, we said, well, that really depends on how nasty these fiends are, because if they just decide to get turn order and kill off your black mages, you're basically left with a black belt that's got to try and get through however many bosses.
Yep.
And luckily you were able to 3-turn chaos, and chaos didn't do anything. So what was I worried about?
I was terrified of a melee-only chaos because so many of these melee-only chaoses that I've had in practice have been like 3 hits superpower, and this one was 1 hit. All right, so yeah, but with Bingo locking me out of fast and Temper being, I guess, level 8 or maybe level 7 on rack, I feel like it's like I need a minimum of a 42 black belt. There could be an argument for a 50, but we'll try a 42 and see what happens. And I'm watching the bingo board get filled in by Sirlinkalot, and it's just like, okay, so we either do this or we lose. Because he probably brought a sensible party that can do things.
Probably the biggest difference between you two is he actually found the key first, but he didn't do the Temple Fiends check, and he decided to grind outside of Mirage, and he did the Tyro.
That's not bad.
It wasn't bad, but for the time he spent, and then he had to go buy houses and all that stuff, I mean, you definitely saved a lot more time with this, with the sandworms.
If I didn't find that sandworm tile, I had resigned myself to a 3rd floor Topher grind and just get to 32 and then just hope for the best.
Because I think that actually, because you're a little ahead on our stream, or compared to Sirlinkalot, I think that was actually the biggest difference really, or gave you advantage had both of you gotten through, because he ended up losing his black belt to Kraken, but that saved you just so much time. You made so much time with that sandwich or the sandworms, because it was only one. You only had to go down one, up one. Not move the encounter table. It's done.
Oh, the Tyro was like with encounter table manipulation?
It was like the second encounter. He had to go through red ankles.
Not bad. Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't bad, but, it's not as good as being able to just instantly kill something, with the 2 steps.
I spent so much of that run thinking that my black belt tile was one of the ones that I bypassed in C because I decided that, 2-3 wipes was enough? Because, the first one, everyone's just like, oh, yeah, Hydra Gators. Oh, wait, Gators have Blizzard. Well, okay. And then second dive, make it to Kraken. And then Kraken is just like, no, I see you playing bingo. Nope. And then after that, it's just like, okay, no more tile checks, no more anything checks. I have spent so long on this tile, just got to get through.
Yeah, I'm not sure what your black mages did to Kraken 1 or Kraken 2. But they seem to be holding a bit of a grudge.
The Kraken 2 one did its job, because with no faster temper, those black mages are just nuke totems with greatly reduced charges. So I was just like, all right, save me from chugging 30 heal pots. Go, black mage, you can do it.
Take a punch for the greater good.
So let's look through this at the start. I know we kind of went through, the big turning point, I felt at least, that really helped you to propel yourself in the front. So you look at your bingo board.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts of the things that you were considering to give to Sirlinkalot outside of the one that you gave him?
Honestly, column 2 was just so nasty that second places would have been just kind of for show. I did look at row 5, but I decided that Kill Fiend with Spell are the most time-intensive things that there are, especially because you have to find a key to get into the dungeon, especially because they might roll up. I noticed that Quake was level 7. I got lucky with Brack this time. But, Kill Fiend with Spell are the hardest ones, followed by Kill Fiend 1 that's behind gates. Those are the most time-wasting things, and I only see a row with 2 of those. So that makes it pretty easy. And, I mean, Do Not Use Fast is just one of those super annoying ones. See Status Element, that's free. Melee the Pirates, that's free. But the other 3, those are...
No, that makes, and that was one of those things of, as soon as I looked at the board, I agreed with you. I was like, column 2, and then row 5 was another one. I was tempted by it too. I was like, I think those are probably the 2 that are going to be chosen by one of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what else. Danny, do you have anything? Because I'm kind of blanking at the moment.
No, I think you covered most of it. I'm not gonna lie, I was letting you do a bit of the talking because I was setting up for the next race.
Oh, I mean, that's fair.
I'm multitasking, so I'm just letting you chat away.
And we didn't even, you know what I completely forgot? We both completely forgot. Spring tournament! I mean, I hate to, do it, but I kind of got to do this in the middle of the interview. I apologize, LordFizzlebeef, but we were so...
You wouldn't be happening to improv this segue to the spring tournament, would you?
Oh, I am. Spring tournament 2021 is happening. Chaos's comedy tour is happening. We have signups and everything available. You come to our website. We got the links to it.
We make no apologies for the commentary puns and jokes that get made for 2 months during that tournament.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
You've been warned.
Mm-hmm.
No, it'll be a lot of fun. I hope to see, everybody involved in it. We are actually doing no Swiss rounds. It's going to be pods. You're going to be set into pods. And then from there, it will be going into brackets and with a last chance qualifying race also. So a lot of different things we're switching it up, having fun with. But beyond that, look, this will be a heck of a race tonight. I guess anything that you want to point out first or talk, or actually, you know what we need to really talk about? Your next match, Davis, DVS7.
Mhm.
Any plans? Anything that you want to kind of tell us about?
Just a long resounding aw heck. I've not raced against DVS very much, and when I have, it feels like it's been very, very competitive. So, yeah, that's gonna be another nail biter.
He is coming off a win against Zenobian, so I mean that's a runner that can definitely show up also. So great win for DVS, who is really shown himself from becoming a duckling into a veteran runner. He always beats me in 1v1s, so it's a little unfortunate for me, but I wish you the best of luck in that one, LordFizzlebeef. Final thoughts as we start closing out, LordFizzlebeef.
It's pretty neat being able to do one of these and use cabins and houses. Do endorse; they're good items.
I hear it's nice to actually be able to recover your HP and your magic.
It's quite handy.
Well, I'm Dangwoo. Thank you for listening in to another Final Fantasy broadcast. This is the Double Anti-Bingo. Double Anti-Bingo is a very interesting animal in itself, and I appreciate you all listening in and enjoying the Woo and Wheel show.
Yeah.
Wheels, why don't you take us out here and give our final thoughts and get us out of here, because you are awesome.
Aw, shucks. Thank you. So are you, by the way. But yeah, just because it was mentioned, our spring tournament signups are going on now. Deadline is April 2nd. If you put in the handy dandy FFR command, which I'm gonna drop for y'all quick, there is a link to the signups. So anybody who watches any of our crazy FFR shenanigans and thinks, hey, that looks fun, I want to do that, sign up, join the Discord, and come play Final Fantasy with us for a few months during the spring. Nice weather, do some races. It's good times, fun will be had. Other than that, just a big GG to LordFizzlebeef on his win and moving forward. GG to Link. Unfortunate that he's out of the tournament, but he played incredibly well throughout. And a big thank you to Jay Scheidel and Rock Solid, who were our behind the scenes crew. Rock doing tracking and Jay doing the restream, who is also signed up to restream our next match, which I will mention again at 9 p.m. here in about 40 minutes or so, is our tag team championship match. Team Fade to Black versus Team D&D, which is going to be real good. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, and thanks to Woo for joining me on Comms Night. It was a lot of fun. And thanks to everyone who watched. And hopefully we'll see you shortly at the next race. And with that, let's say bye and hope everyone has a good evening.